Hello and thank you for joining my channel inspired by Cindy Pilates. Coming up, I have a 30-minute Pilates sports focused workout for you, incorporating healthy behaviors that are sustainable, encouraging stability and the efficiency of movement. So what are you waiting for? Grab your mat, roll it out, and I'll see you on the floor. Let's get straight into it with some hinge work. This will help strengthen your core and improve your balance and flexion. So we need to maintain a neutral spine. You're going to be activating your glutes and your hamstrings. But if you're a little bit tight in the hamstrings, with correct form and repetition, your hamstrings will loosen up. So you're going to reach up to the ceiling, drawing that belly button. You hinge forward, pulling your hips back and your fingers forward, like someone's pulling you from your hips and another person's pulling you from your fingertips. And you'll start to feel your hamstrings light up, so lengthen that spine, lengthen your neck. Now as we reach up, we hinge forward, we get the full length, then we're going to pull our hands behind, squeezing our scapula together and opening up our chest, so it's great for posture as well. For those that think this is easy, I want to emphasize hip hinge exercise will help you strengthen your core, reduce back pain, improve balance, better flexion, extension, and rotation of your trunk. So I suggest you incorporate this into your daily practice. Take a step to the front of your mat, engage your core, and we're going to go straight into roll downs. So pretend your spine is a string of pearls, and you want to pick each one individually. Okay, we're doing articulation on the spine, really tuck your chin into your chest. Now when you come down, I want you to lengthen the lower back. Roll those shoulders back as you come up. Really focus on stretching those hamstrings. When you're ready, come down and then come up halfway, then come down again. Placing both hands on the floor, bend your knees if you need to. Take one step back, followed by the other leg. So now you're in a full plank position. Make sure your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders are in alignment. When you're ready, slowly lower your body, unravel your toes, and go into a baby cobra. You don't have to come up too high, we just want to open up the chest and compress the lower back slightly. Curl your toes under and push up again. You'll go straight into a downward dog, really push those heels down on the ground, stretch your Achilles, roll down into a high plank, lower yourself, unravel, and give me another cobra. You should be warming up now. Curl the toes under, full body plank. Hips are high, push the heels down, lengthen your back, lengthen your neck into a high plank. Lower down, unravel your toes, baby cobra. Curl your toes under, come back into that downward dog. And now we're going to pedal it out. Let's loosen up our hips, stretch our toes, get the full length in our back, engage your core, and then walk forward. So walk your feet towards your fingertips and slowly roll up. Roll those shoulders back, engage the core, draw that belly button towards the spine, standing up nice and straight, and let's roll down again, vertebrae by vertebrae. Hands on the mat. One step back into a high lunge. Now slowly pull your fingers off the mat, hinge up, fingertips to the ceiling, and now you're in warrior pose. This pose will strengthen your shoulders, your legs, ankles, and back. This will improve your focus, and as a bonus, balance and stability. So peel back up. Let's do that again because we love it so much. So peel it down, roll those shoulders forward, hands on the mat, bend your knees slightly if you need to. Big step back, so the other leg steps back into a high lunge, then slowly pull yourself up, chest opening up, heart open, fingertips to the ceiling, chin up, looking onto the horizon. When you're ready, fingertips to the ground, big step forward, and slowly peel up. So what do you think? Let's keep flowing. You've got this. So roll it down. Hands down. So you should feel your hamstrings slightly lengthening here. Chin to your knees if you can. Now big step back. High lunge. Peel up. Open up the chest, looking at the horizon. Extend those fingers. Sit in that stretch. Get your balance, focus. Then when you're ready, peel down. Take a big step in, peel it up, and let's do that up with the other leg leading. So roll down. Should get easier and easier each time we do this. Big step back, high lunge. Get ready to peel up. Get your balance. Sink into it. Find the balance. Find the equilibrium. Front, back, and sides. Open up the chest. Come back down. Fingertips down. And what we're going to do is step back. So now you're in a high plank position. We go straight into downward dog, pushing the heels down the ground. Now I'm going to walk my feet in a little bit closer because I'm too far. I'll get a better stretch and I'll push my heels down to the ground, completely up to you. Now I'm going to roll forward. I'm going to drop my hips down onto the mat and give myself a high cobra or a full cobra stretch. Tuck my chin in, roll my toes under, back into a downward dog. Let's do that again. Roll it forward. Feel like there's a wave coming over your spine. Or even that your spine is a row of beautiful pearls. And we're picking one by one. Draw those heels up to the ceiling. Get a deeper stretch. Come up on your tippy toes. Roll it. That's it. Hips down the ground. Open up the chest. You can also just go down to baby cobra. Completely up to you. So let's lower the chest down and let's do the wave unloaded 3 times consecutively. So push up into a high plank. Bring your entire body up with you. Go straight into your downward dog. Heels down. Now let's go. Up on your toes. Hips high. Roll it forward. That's 1. Open chest. Bring it back. Tuck your chin in. Hips high. Downward dog. Again, let's go. High on the toes. Get as high as you possibly can. Create that wave. So let's unload. And tuck your chin in. And then let's reload. Last one. High on your toes. Peel it forward. And then when you're ready, just pull back in child pose. Let's get ready for squats. Standing up, we're going to go into squats. Do we do it correctly? Who knows? But I'm going to tell you now, keep your hips, your knees and ankles in alignment. I need you to draw your belly button in. Instead of looking down when you squat, look up, chin up. Reach your fingers, extend them. When you sit back, pretend you're sitting back on a chair. Really engage those glutes. Squats help with flexibility in your glutes and your quads, plus your hips. So let's do them properly. So let's do some plie squats here. So slightly rotate your knees out and your feet. So you're in a slight rotation position. My knees will always face the direction of my toes no matter what. Now looking at this, you'll probably think this is a girl's exercise. It does activate your inner thighs, your abductor muscles. However, gentlemen, incorporate this in your program for a bit of diversity. So I'm reaching forward, I'm engaging my core so I don't lose my balance. So with squats, besides building flexibility, mobility and balance, it will improve your joints and injury, prevent injury or injury rehab, which is what I'm going through at the moment. So now I want to add some balance to it, really testy. Lift your heels off the mat and start to squat. We do about 10 of these. So really draw that belly button in so you don't tip forward or back. Really pull it in here. Hips are square. If you can come up higher on your toes. If you can come down deeper, come down deeper. That's it. So give me a few of these and then you're going to hold it down, you're going to pulse. You're going to come down a little bit further. You're going to pulse a little bit smaller. Come down, pulse harder. Make it burn and then come up. So you've lit up those glutes quite successfully, I would imagine. Let's lift one heel up. So let's shift the power balance here. Let's go with squats. It will improve your speed and your ability to jump. So really engage, work that inner thigh, engage the core and engage your glutes. This is a powerhouse. This will also crush calories and it will boost your athletic ability. So let's strengthen the core, strengthen the glutes. Doing these correctly as well will reduce knee and back pain. Okay, so let's keep it down, keep it stable, roll those shoulders back and chin up. You may also feel like you get the shakes, a little bit like myself at the moment because I'm in rehab with a really bad knee. So this exercise is perfect for me to strengthen the muscles around my knee to keep me stable. Okay, when you're ready, drop that heel down, please. Hands behind, heels down, feet rotated out. We're going to bring it down and we're going to pulse. We're going to come down further. We're going to pulse harder. We're going to light up the glutes. Engage that core. Roll those shoulders back. Good for posture. You're almost there. Around about 10 pulses, that should be enough. And after this, we're going to hit the ground and do some bridges, which is ideal for those people that have weak glutes and suffer from lower back pain. So it's a great alternative. Roll it down when you're ready. Make sure your knees are pointing up to the ceiling. Your hips, your knees, your ankles are in alignment. Keep your feet nice and close to your glutes and slowly peel down vertebrae by vertebrae. That should be easy for you guys. Now placing your hands by your side, neck long, draw the belly button towards that mat and I want you to lift and come down. So dig your heels into the mat as you engage your glutes to help you lift and to help you lower. Try not to use your hands to push you up, anchor from your shoulders. Make sure you keep that neck nice and long. And make sure your hips are square, so you're not tilting to the left or tilting on the right. It's completely flat. That's it, excellent. Don't come up too high, you still want to see your knees. You will definitely start feeling it at the back of the legs, your hamstrings. So the importance of this exercise is really to correct the spinal articulation and your pelvic alignment. So we want to keep a smooth flow through this entire exercise. Focus on your breathing, make sure your hips don't go up too high and make sure your hips are level. When you finish your 10, I want you to lift your arms up to the ceiling and I want you to open and close them. That's it, I want you to extend your fingers, opening up the chest. We'll do 10 of these, lengthen your neck. But while you do this, I want you to really focus on your core activation here. Really draw that belly button towards the mat. Keep your feet flat. Your knees are pointing up to the ceiling. So your hips, knees, and ankles are in alignment. Keep it nice and slow. Let's work on the shoulder mobility. Now let's combine it. Let's lift and close. So close the hands as you rise, squeeze the glutes and bring it down. So now you're really working on your balance here and your stability. Push your heels down to the ground. And while you're doing this exercise, pay particular attention to your arms. It's a rise, a nice lift, and it's a descent. It is not a flop. You are not a bird about to take off. It's a controlled movement. So as you open it, you also want to open up your chest. And as you bring it in close, you really want to stretch your fingers and lengthen your shoulders. So remember, with your arms, we need them strong so we can perform our everyday tasks easily and efficiently. Now hold it up there and give me some pulses. Really tiny ones. But focus on extending your fingers. Keep your fingers apart and really reach up to the ceiling so your shoulders are peeled off the ground as well. Lengthen neck. It will keep you stable. And then slowly peel it down. Now bring those knees in. Give yourself a bit of a stretch. Now we're going to do another variation of a bridge called butterfly. So bring both legs down, heel to heel, drop those knees out to the side. Hands by your side, neck long. Activate your core. And I want you to push your hips up to the ceiling, then come back down. So you'll find that you're pushing your heels together, so you're activating your inner thighs as you lift. So it's a really fun variation. Now, instead of having your feet planted to give you balance, you're literally balancing on the sides of your feet and really engaging your core to help you lift. Excellent job. Make sure your knees fall out to the side so you get that stretch as well. Try not to use your fingers and try not to come up too high. You should still be able to see your knees. Squeeze your glutes, then hold it up there and pulse it for me. Squeeze the bottoms of your feet together. Activate it. Lift, pulse, breathe. And when you're ready, bring it back down. Bring your knees in, rock it side to side. We're going to get ready for a series of 5. So they're the strong abdominal workouts that we do that build a really strong core. We do 10 of each of these exercises. So bring both knees in. Now with your tabletop, make sure you're pointing your toes. I want you to hold onto your shins and slowly peel up. Here we're going to start series of 5. So we'll do 10 of these. So I want you to do a double leg reach. Reach over your head, extend your legs, point your toes. Make sure your core is stable. Lengthen, reach. Can your feet come down a little bit further? Your shoulders do not touch the ground. However, if you're feeling a really big strain in your neck, place your hands behind your head or drop your head down. Next one, single leg stretch. This is a non-negotiable. These series 5 abdominals will give you core strength. So let's bring that knee in, extend the other. What I'm doing here is I'm pushing that knee that comes towards me away. The leg that's extended comes down as close as possible. Now let's work your obliques. Really twist, my shoulders are still off the ground. I have an apple distance, so pretend there's an apple between your chin and your chest. Really rotate. Spinal rotation here. Point those toes, lengthen. Next we're up to scissor stretches. So holding on to the back of the calves, pull it in. Get that really nice stretch in the back of the legs. Try to come up a little bit more. Try to point a little bit harder. Try to reach further. 10 of these and then we're up to double leg drops. So when you finish this, both legs come up, hands behind your head, and you lower and lift. Now if you're feeling a little bit of a twinge in the lower back, place your hands just underneath your coccyx for a bit of support, or you can drop your head down as well, completely up to you. So the one thing to remember about this exercise is that we don't want to swing. We don't want the momentum. We want to lower full control and we want to lift with full control. Your core works as a natural brake. So it will brake so you don't drop your feet down to the ground. And it will brake again to make sure you don't swing your feet over your head. A few more of these. When you finish your 10, what I'll ask you to do is completely lay it down straight. So legs extended, and we're going to start off with straight leg roll-ups. There seems to be a lot of rolling in this class, but believe me, it's good for you. So legs straight, feet flexed, and we're going to tuck that chin in and roll up. Extend the arms, reach it forward, get that really nice stretch in the lower back. Nice C curvature of the spine. Then I want you to stack your spine and then peel down. Let's do that again. So tuck that chin in, reach, 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 reach. Stack the spine, roll it forward. Nice big curvature of the spine. Give me that big C. Restack and then bring it down, collapse back into that C. Now we're going to extend one leg as you peel up. So it comes up and down. So it's almost like a seated V position. You really need to engage your core for this. Work your lower abs. Try not to swing. Peel up. Use your hands as direction, not as momentum. So higher the kick, that's it, the better the stretch. So lift it, point, engage, then release. Try not to put too much strain on your neck. If you find that too difficult, just stick with the straight leg roll-ups. So this is quite an advanced movement. You're adding flexibility to the hip area. You're really trying to work on that V shape. So we call that a teaser when both legs come up into a V, so you're actually balancing. When you finish your 10, what I will like you to do is lay down, stretch it out, slowly roll it up, bend your knees, and we're doing roll-ups from a bent knee position. So this exercise is a go-to with Pilates. It's a classic Pilates mat exercise. It's great for challenging the abdominal muscles, and it's known for Pilates flat abs. So let's do this and let's do it well. So it stems from the hundreds, where you literally engage that core at all times. The main benefit is that it will mobilize your spine, it will strengthen your abdominals, and it will also put your spine through a complete range of motion with complete control. So when you think of it, this exercise is something we do every day. Roll out of bed, sit up, lay down. So we really want to make sure we do this properly. So try not to use your hands as momentum, use more of a directional guide. When you reach forward, try to reach that little bit further. We did hinge exercises as a warm-up, so your hips should be ready and flexible. Your hamstrings should be warm, and as you engage that core, it works like a hinge. So it will literally pull you up vertebrae by vertebrae. Remember the string of pearls? We're pulling one pull at a time as we roll down and as we peel up. I know it's difficult, try not to pull on your neck, but like I said, place your hand at the back of the legs to help you to start off with. And eventually, this will be a piece of cake. Now, speaking of hundreds, from where this roll-up exercise stems from, guess what we've got coming up next? We're going to prepare for hundreds. So when you're ready, I like you to peel up, extend your fingers as far as you can forward. Scoop the belly button and start pumping from your shoulders, not your wrists. And we're going to do 100 of these. As you do this, I want you to focus on breathing. So each pump, you breathe out. If your neck gets sore, please place your hand behind your neck and just cradle it, or place your head down. Now, if this is way too easy for you, what you can do is take your legs up, you can tuck your knees in, you can extend your legs. So there's many variations with the hundreds. But in this instance, we're keeping it nice and basic, keeping your feet on the ground. And all I want you to do is to scoop, to reach, to lengthen, to control. All you athletes need to be well-rounded. So hundreds is the perfect dynamic warm-up. So let's get your feet back into a tabletop position. Hands down, palms down, knees to the ceiling. Now we're going to do some toe taps. So this is really good for your core, working your stabilizing muscles. Also activating your hips. Works on coordination as well. So just remember, when we do abdominal workouts, we need to do more than one variation. So with this, you'll add a twist, some obliques, some double leg lifts. To make this exercise a little bit more challenging, you can tap both toes down at the same time. So just give me 10 of these, and then we need to move on to spinal twists. Now take your arms out a little bit. Now we're going to rotate. So we're going to do double knee drops. With this, you'll definitely feel your core put the brakes on so you don't tip over. Keep your knees stacked, keep your chin up, and you're moving from your hips down, causing a slight rotation in the spine. So when you're doing a Pilates class, each workout generally should contain a combination of spinal flexion, extension, rotation, and side flexion. So this will definitely encourage and promote spinal health. You need to start moving your spine in all directions for it to get stronger. This will lead to a stronger core, which means less back pain. And who doesn't want that? Less back pain. It will mean that you will spend more time doing the activities you want than laying on your back complaining about pain. So keep it going. Wring it out like you're a wet towel. You're almost done, and we're moving on to balance. So when you're done, place your hands underneath your legs or your hamstrings, curl up. Now we want to roll up, keeping our legs off the mat into a V position, and then slowly peel down. So we use our fingertips a little bit to help us up, but we're really relying on the curvature of your spine and your core to pull you up into that seated position. Let's try not to move our legs too much. This is complete control, from a lying position to a balance. And this is what we talk about when we say you want to be able to move from a point of instability, regardless if you're moving or you're static. As you come up, stack your spine, stick out your chest. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Balance on your tailbone. Learn to distribute that weight evenly. Point your toes, lengthen them. That's it. Start counting down to your last 3. When you get to the last one, I want you to hold it up there. I want you to focus on balancing. I want you to distribute the weight evenly and just balance on your coccyx. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then place your hands down on the mat. Straight into this seated toe taps. We're basically just warming up for some Russian twists and some genie arms. So tap it out, warm it up, get in preparation. Hands on your elbows, up on your hands, doesn't matter. Do a few of these and then get ready. Bring both hands up, genie arms. Continue tapping. So now you're really stabilizing. Keep it controlled. Don't lose sight of the alternate taps. So 1 on each leg. So keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, when you're done, let's add some twists to it. And alternate. Well done. Tap it and twist. So this is called the Russian twist. The deeper the twist, the more activation you have in your obliques. So tap and twist, 2 things at once while you are balancing. So this is a really tough exercise. So keep it going. Elbows up, chin up, point the toes. When you finish, bring your knees in and roll it out. And when I say roll it out, I literally mean roll it out. Roll it out like a ball. Work on that full curvature of the spine. Give your back a nice massage. Add a bit of a challenge. Try not to touch your toes down onto the mat. Keep the ball tight. However, if you suffer from bulging discs or any lower back pain that this may aggravate, I suggest you just keep to the basic curl-ups. A lot safer, a little bit easier, and it won't create any further damage. So keep this going. And then we're moving on to our quadruped exercises. So a quadruped position is when you're on all fours. And I'm going to introduce you to something called a static beast, which is an animal flow movement. You're going to curl your toes under, you're on your hands and your knees, everything's in alignment, your neck is long. You're going to draw your belly button towards your spine so you are flat like a table. A tray of drinks will not spill. You're going to push your hands and your shoulders towards the ground. As you do that, you'll find that your knees will lift. You're going to hold it there. You should be slightly off the ground so I can slide a piece of paper underneath your knees. Then shift your weight back. Now, the only time that this becomes irritable is when you're placing all the pressure on your wrists. So you need to distribute that weight evenly. So curl your toes under. Open up your scapula, push it against the floor, lift your body up, engage everything. Shift your weight back so you can start feeling the burn in your quads as opposed to the pressure on your wrists. So hold that up a little bit more. How long can you hold that? You're only hovering off the mat. When you're ready, unravel and go back into child's pose. Now we're going to do a static beast with a march. So you really need to engage that core, really pull it in, scoop the belly button in. So curl your toes under. Get everything in alignment, neck long. Now push away the ground. Hover your knees. When you get to a comfortable place where your weight is distributed, I'd like you to march forward and back. The tiniest movement. Bring those knees in and step it away. That's it. Excellent. Keep it smooth, keep it steady. It's going to start to burn. You'll really find that you need to distribute that weight evenly, otherwise you are just going to burn out and your wrists are going to start to hurt. But this is a great exercise. We need to practice carrying our own body weight on our hands. When you're ready, shift it back into child's pose, and let's get ready for the next exercise. So we've introduced static beast. Then we introduced static beast with a march. So this time we're doing a static beast with a twist. So unravel your stretch, come up on all fours, curl your toes under, push the ground away from you. Hover off the mat ever so slightly, engage the core, lengthen your neck, and let's tap side to side. We're going to do 10 of these. So you're working your obliques, you can feel the burn on the sides of your stomach. Let's tap. You don't have to touch the ground if you don't want to, but keep it going. When you finish your 10, bring it down. And we're going to do it again. So pull it back. Remember when you do a child's pose as well, keep your knees out wide and slide on in. Okay, back on your quadruped, curl your toes under. Let's push the ground away, opening up your shoulder blades. Let's be strong with this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in the center and lower it and pull it back. Good job. Controlled movement in a static position. That's what we accomplished just then. Well done. Now let's wrap up this video with some active recovery and a really fun flow. It's fun for me, I'm sure, and I hope it's fun for you. So standing up, roll it down, tuck in your chin, roll those shoulder blades forward. Hang, lengthen the back of the hamstrings. Place your hands on the mat, slightly bend your knees if you need to. Take a big step out into a high lunge. Anchor yourself. Balance yourself, slowly peel yourself up, reaching up to the ceiling. Open up the chest, chin up, lengthen, drop. Excellent. Now reach forward, palms on the ground. Bring that leg in and peel back up. And again, let's go back into warrior. Tuck it in, roll it down. Remember, warrior pose, it is great. It will improve your focus, balance, and stability. Pull your fingers up. That's it. Open up your heart, open up your chest, look up to the horizon, really lengthen. Can you come down a bit further? Center yourself, find the equilibrium, then slowly peel down. Bring that leg back into a high plank. Draw that belly button in, please. Lengthen the neck. We're going to lower the body. Bring your hands out to either side of your mat, unravel your toes. And what you can do is you're going to grip the ground and pull it towards your chest into a cobra and then flatten it out, okay? Grip the ground like you want to pull that mat towards you, and then you want to push it away. One more time. Really open up the chest. That feels really good across the chest. And then come back down again nice and slowly. Bring the hands in, curl your toes under, and let's come up. Try to bring your entire body up at the same time. Use strength and lift. Go into a downward dog. Readjust yourself if you need to. I need to bring my feet a little bit closer, and I want to bend my knees slightly. Okay, so this gives me a bit more of a lower back stretch, and then come back on my toes. So let's do it again. Bend it a little bit, lengthen the back, and then come back up. Excellent. So this is another variation of a downward dog. It just gets in deeper with the Achilles, a lot deeper in with the back, and it activates the quads, so it's really nice. Once you've done a few of these, I want you to come up as high as you can on your toes, and I want you to roll forward. Get that body roll going. Hips down the ground and really open up the chest. Fantastic. Tuck that chin in. Flip it over. Back into downward dog. Let's bend. Let's lift. Up on your toes, roll it forward. Now you'll see here that I roll over my toes, and you can do that if you get as high as possible on your tippies as possible. Flip it back into your downward dog. And we're almost done. Bend your knees, bring it up, come up high as you can, flip your foot over, hip hits the ground, open up your chest, tuck your chin in, push it back into downward dog. Bend that knee and then walk it forward. Peel it up, and guess what? You're done.